Welcome everyone to our episode 5 of Escrow Tuesdays. How y'all doing? Thank you for joining the show. My name is Charles Swanberg. I've been doing real estate for quite some time, and I've seen everything because anything can happen in escrow. I want to introduce my co-host, Nari Nguyen from Tower Escrow. Nari, take it away.
Hey, hi everyone there. Hi everyone on Facebook. Welcome, welcome. My name is Nari. We have a beautiful guest here, but before that introduction, my name is Nari once again from Tower Escrow, the #1 escrow in town. If you have any questions.
I thought you were number 2. Number 1?
We've moved up.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I know you guys are just killing it with a lot of busyness. I know a lot of Southern California is on fire, especially escrow. We hope for the safety of everybody in the fire-stricken areas, especially in California and Northern California. But anyway, a bit north of Northern California, we have the amazing Tina Mack here on our show. Welcome, Tina. I could go on a huge list of what Tina Mack is all about. But basically, it's never anything simple. It's never anything just normal. It's complicated, it's controversial, and it's in your face. Right, Tina? How are you doing, Tina? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so proud to, be on your show. And, I have to say, pray for all you guys and pray for, all the wildfires to, get under control. We feel it up north, Canada or Vancouver. We were #1 worst air quality a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
And then number 2, I don't know, I don't keep track now, but we're still very foggy today. But the most important thing is that, just hope that everything is, under control and you're a part of the, states ASAP. But thank you for having me. Thanks very much.
Oh, no doubt.
So how shall we start?
Well, Nari is going to ask you the fundamental question that we always start with every guest. Nari?
Yes, okay. And Tina, here's your #1 and the hardest question of all. How did you get into real estate?
Oh my God, this is like way too long. Oh, I have to expose my age to you. So I came to Canada, Vancouver, in 1991 from Hong Kong. Born and raised in Hong Kong, studied in England, back to Hong Kong, married here. I was married once.
That's good.
Also divorced once.
Well, they say there's a 55% divorce rate, in married couples, which is kind of sad. But even sadder is 45% of them end in death.
Oh. I'm still alive.
You have to kind of think of that. All right. Anyway, all right.
Okay. How I got into the business, back to that question.
Okay.
It is, I would say I'm still a musician. So I came here and I was teaching music, I was teaching piano and all that kind of stuff. And then my ex-sister-in-law, whom I still see, my, ex-families, and she was saying to me, Tina, you should get into the real estate business. I said, what the heck is that? When you were I was still young, but anyway, at the age that I wasn't allowed to, I wasn't in any position, shouldn't say I wasn't allowed, but I wasn't in any positions to do any real estate when I was in Hong Kong. As we all know, Hong Kong is always #1 most expensive, housing market in the world. So there's no way that I could potentially buy anything. So then I moved over here and then she was talking about that. So, the rest is history. So I got into the business in 92.
Wow. And ever since. And so it's been predominantly in Vancouver area?
Yes, absolutely. Because that's where I got licensed until I went to Dubai with Ariya. So now I got the Dubai license. Yay!
That's right.
Wow.
Dubai. That's right. Ramsey is awesome there. I wish I would have gone. I saw the 2 go by. I was buried in deals and the first one went and I saw the amazing stuff you guys do. And then you guys had a second one that it was still even amazing. And then you guys even had, I think, a third one. And I think it just, yeah, that was the end of it. So
I just had so much fun. The camel rides, everything. Thanks to Ariya, how
right,
can we not be part of Ariya?
right.
With all this fun and learning.
Right. If you guys are just joining us, we are here on Facebook Live, Escrow Tuesdays, episode 5, hosted by Charles Swiber and Ariya, and we have the amazing Tina Mack. And Tina, because you just mentioned the Ariya, great global trip to Dubai and things, how did you find Ariya, or did Ariya find you?
No, I'm just a little small potato.
Oh, a brave small potato. But no, how did you find out about it? Everyone has an Ariya story. We want to hear yours.
It was the president of Coa Banker Canada at that time, John Giha. I'm forever grateful to him because he was the one who invited a bunch of Canadian realtors to attend the Ariya National Convention, and that was in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
So that was way back, I would say 2012. That was 2012. And then the rest is history again. I'm just very honored to have the opportunities to found Ariya Vancouver back then. Right. Chapters outside US, so I'm still very grateful.
So why are you guys so friendly? I have an interesting visit when I went there. I think it was just before the Winter Olympics in Vancouver. I kind of made I flew into Seattle and I just drove over in a rental car. And I was sitting at a restaurant and I heard there was going to be some fireworks display in downtown. So I asked our food service, I said, hey, what's going on? Is there, some sort of event and where is it? And they just went in the back and disappeared for 2-3 minutes. I'm like, it's kind of weird. They come back with a fully printed Google map with handwritten directions on where to go, where the best place to park, and to join them for the party afterwards. And I'm looking at my friend going, I was kind of creeping out, it's like, is this real? Is this like a scam? But I realized everyone is just so friendly there, it's such a different culture there, and it's amazing.
Culture.
Yeah.
And then Vancouver has been rated as the best city, friendliest cities in the world.
Really? So it wasn't a scam. It was not a setup, It says,
it wasn't a setup.
Wow.
People here, they're very friendly. You come here, you ask things, they will, ask for directions. They will take you to the whole 9 yards. They will walk with you.
Right.
And, and when, I came from Hong Kong, like bang, 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 bang. It's just like New York. Like when I went to New York for Ariya again, and with the New Yorker, and I have no problem blending in. They thought that I was a New Yorker. So when I, came to Vancouver, I said, to me is that friendly is one thing. I couldn't deal with it at the beginning. It was a big adjustment to me because it was so slow comparing to Hong Kong. It's just comparing to New York, right?
Really? Okay.
So it is so slow. And the worst things that, one place that I hate to go is the bank.
Really?
Because they're so friendly. I shouldn't say that. Everything, it has its positive and is, I wouldn't say negative, it's pros and cons, right? So all the tellers, they're very friendly. So they talk to people forever.
You're standing in line.
And all I want is, okay, give me the money or let me deposit my money and that's it. Let me get out of here.
Is that why they came up with online banking? Because people in Vancouver were too friendly and they're like, man, we got to get these people out of here.
And my mom always said that you're crazy. Everybody likes to go to the bank is money. I said, no, I hate to go to the bank.
Well, and that's the reason why we have you on this show, Tina, because we know that you are crazy. Well, you just said it, so I didn't say that. No.
Now with Vancouver, I know as you mentioned, is like the friendliest city. With that, there's still crazy escrow stories, no?
Yeah. Well, number one, the first things that I want to share with you is that we don't have escrow.
Oh, okay.
So the whole Canada, we do not have escrow. We have the lawyers to handle all the disbursements.
Right, kind of like kind of like New York, right?
Like New York.
Okay, gotcha.
All attorney handles everything.
All right.
So, well, I have a few, so I don't know how much time we have, okay?
We have editing and people, we've got plenty of time. So tell us a zinger.
Okay.
Tell us one of your top ones.
Is the show rated? Like I have to make sure.
The show is rated NC-20. Is that right? Yeah. So anybody that's going to the national convention can watch, right? Please join us for the virtual convention. Anyway.
No, right?
Yeah.
So one crazy one is that I was doing a deal in the middle, like I won't say in the middle of the night, but I was having a dinner with my clients, two gentlemen, two Chinese gentlemen, and I need to get more, like some documents to sign afterwards.
Right.
And so they said, well, meet us at the bar. I said, well, you know what bar? Because they're Chinese. I don't know what bar they goes. I said, well, usually my Caucasian friends, they take me to the bar. So what bar are you going? And then they said, well, bar, Chinese goes to this one too. I said, oh, okay. So they gave me the address. I remember vividly. It was 11:30, around 11:30, after I get all the documents and get them to sign. I was driving down the street and it was pouring. And I drove through and keep on driving, and then I hit Chinatown. Now, having said that, now our Chinatown actually is very nice Chinatown.
I've been there. It is.
Everywhere in the world, the Chinatown, they have their stories, okay? Good and bad, they all have the stories.
Right.
But I hit the area that is kind of like, why am I driving here? And pouring rain. So I stopped. I still don't know. I was looking in the rain, in the dark, looking for the address of that bar. So eventually I said, okay, I drove by there. Okay, all right, okay, that's what it is. So I pull over and then I stopped the car and I messaged my client. I said, I'm here now. Would you like to meet me outside or would you like me to come in? So they said, well, just come in. I said, okay. So I walk in and then, oh my God. As soon as I walked in, you know what I saw?
I don't know. This is NC-20 rated, so.
String.
A who?
I literally was walking into a strip bar.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's an escrow.
Yeah, I hope it was a good one.
So I walk in there and I did not want to walk in there. So I, like my buyer walk out and that's where they get your admissions, to go in there, right? So I was waiting outside to wait for him to come out.
And it's pouring rain out.
Yeah. And then I saw all the,
I have no idea what you're talking about, but anyway.
Okay. So, and then he said, come in. I said, I actually went in.
Right.
And dancing, naked bodies, and all kinds of stuff. And let's be real, that was not a classy one, okay? I guess that was a Chinatown one, okay?
So fast forward after all the details of.
No, I don't want to give more details.
But did you actually? What did you guys do? Sign documents and stuff? And did they feel like, well, it was open, so we picked it. It wasn't like Denny's was closed, or here we are, right?
No, they were there. I actually signed it. I don't want to touch any tables.
This was before COVID, and you're still not touching it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's quite a few years ago. Yeah. And it was so dark. You only have neon lights, and I couldn't read without my reading glasses.
Right.
And then and they just signed it so fast.
That's good, right?
Yeah. And they start to discuss further info, further things about the girls' things and all that. So I said, I don't want to get into the details here, okay?
Yeah, let's skip that.
Yeah, skip that part. That is a private conversation. If you want more to be continued.
So was that the last deal you ever did with him? Was that the first of many?
One of them.
Okay, one of them.
One of them.
But that was the only one that I went to the strip bars, okay?
Wow.
But that was you know, an experience for me.
Yeah, I've had it to where out-of-towners have come and they've done all the real estate and they go, oh, now can we go to that place? You know, it's like, we're really curious, or they want to go shoot guns or do something that they can't do in their own country, right? So different cultures, but this is your culture, and then you kind of got into, this is not really a culture, right? It was just something that was happening.
Yeah, that was something else, and that was the crazy one. But I do have a couple more crazy ones, but I can group them both together because they were both in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So I found that like when I was lying in the sick bed, I got the signature faster.
Because you basically you moved the paper like underneath their hand and said Tina Mac and for the dot. No, you didn't do it that way.
My buyer removed their contingents. You know, my buyer came to the hospital visit me. I had a spine surgery because I was paralyzed.
Oh, so you were the one in hospital. Ouch, ouch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they came to you. So they trusted you. They didn't like, oh, Tina's out of it, so we better go somewhere else. What that shows you, you know, the respect that you have and the fact that no one else wants to use you. I mean, no one else wants to go to anybody else. So, you know.
I'm very blessed, you know, that way. They make me food, you know, they came and signed, you know, like, so both times, the one time is 2004, another time was like in 2012, and that was before my debuts to Inman, my speaking to Inman 2012, again in San Francisco.
Right.
So that was the time, those, you know, those two times, you know, like I got my clients to just come to the hospitals and sign things real fast.
Right. And I know you have been part of a local radio show for many years, right? You were actually on yesterday, I believe it was. I saw something on Facebook. So being on a show like this is like one of a million, right? You've done this, been there, done this many times, but
this is family.
Right? No, it's different family. It's not you're waiting in line at a radio station and you're one of 10 guests in a day, right? But we want to showcase people that are dynamic, that are interesting, up and coming, or, you know, have been really contributed to, in not just Ariya, but to the real estate industry, you know, and just to have someone fantastic like you. So, as we do in every Escrow Tuesday shows, or this would be lawyer deal making, you know, Tuesdays or whatever you want to call it for Vancouver. We're going to go through your Tina Mac top 5 real estate taboo. Right. So I'm going to share a screen here, and we're going to see, you know, what is one of those things that we talk about. Let me forward the screen over here and see what we've got. And
no.
Oh, what is that? We can't.
Oh my God.
All right. So anything can happen. We're back to the taboos. And so here we go. Number 1. What is this all about, Tina? Don't be a pleaser.
Well, you know, like sometimes clients wants to hear what they want to hear. And when you tell them the truth, sometimes they don't like to hear. The truth is, it's not that it's anybody. The truth sometimes is hard to bear.
Right.
And then, but then the thing is like, they need, because we are here to help them to make, you know, one of the biggest investment decision in their life.
That's right.
And usually, you know, especially when we work with overseas, you know, like new immigrants or international clients and all that, very often they think about, you know, like how they transact back home in their own country and how they make money. Or, you know, they could be a big, you know, like big fish. But when you're out of your own country, you know, like you need to get into what is the norm in the place, in the countries or in the city where you're trying to buy the real estate. So you need to know, you know, a lot of things, and the things that we get, you know, we're used to hear may not be the same as what they have. And if we're trying to tell them and is against their, you know, like thoughts, you know, like their ideas, they might not like to hear. And sometimes, you know, like, especially, you know, when you work with some clients that has really, you know, like gun-ho with their opinions, right, or, you know, have their own, you know, I am blah, 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 then, you know, like, I'm here to protect my clients. I'm here for the long-term relationship as your realtors for life, hopefully. I'm not here to trying to transact, like just do one transaction. So that's my philosophy. And so, I just want to tell the truth. That's it.
All right. Number 2, we have don't
sugarcoat. Yeah,
don't sugarcoat, sorry, and tell the truth. Kind of based on what you were talking about, the pleaser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very similar, and especially right now, I'm working with the second generation.
Right.
My youngest one was 18 years old, and the oldest clients that I have is 90 years old. So I have a big range.
So what do you call the second generation? I know the first generation is the Fuardai, right? So what is the number 2?
Generations. I just finished the transactions, and actually is closing escrow today.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And when I knew him, he was only 8 years old, and now he has a 15-month-old baby.
Wow,
Nice.
there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, you must have done some time traveling. I'm sure no time had went by during your career. All right, number 3. I like this one because this is something that takes a lot of discipline.
Yes. I have
don't be afraid to lose the deal.
That's right. Actually, it just happened literally a couple weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago. I had a referral from another agent from another part of country, in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He has been referring me a lot of clients because he knows that I take care of them. I don't, I don't sugarcoat, or, I tell them the truth. Mm-hmm. So he was very, happy to refer all the people that's coming to Vancouver to me. Now, the reason this client is a little bit different. Like he just inherited a bunch of money, from his, parents who just passed away, sadly. Mm-hmm. But he basically is one of those is I have to be the yes man, but I was telling him a lot of the facts, the local real estate condition and things like that, because he's not from Vancouver. So I tried to educate him, but my education, whatever my knowledge I share with him, and at the end of the day, instead of appreciate that, I gave him options and let him know what is going on in Vancouver. Right. He said, well, you give me headaches, like I stressed out. Why are you giving me all this and things like that? So I said, okay, that's fine. Find another.
Maybe they're not your cup of tea and vice versa, right? And sometimes you have to have standards, and you have to not get so desperate that you're just hanging on to everything.
Yeah. So I said, please find another realtor. I don't think we're the good match.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry we have the next number. I should have skipped number 4. I should have went 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So, but it says, don't ever compromise your integrity. Always a good one.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah. Is similar. It's like that is part of like not being.
You went to a strip bar to close a deal, though. There is a fine line, right? Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah,
well, I didn't compromise my integrity. I just compromised my location.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay.
True right. That.
Yeah, there you go.
So, integrity is what we have, and especially like in Vancouver. In anywhere in the world, we're not in China, 1.4 billion people. Yeah. Even in US, you have 370 million people.
Right.
I mean, like the whole Canada is only 37 million. It's 10% of US.
Wow, it's like the size of New York and maybe half of Chicago. I mean,
exactly. So in Vancouver, the Metro Vancouver, we only, about 2.4 million people. And especially when I'm in the radios for since 2007,
right.
I'm on the radio. I mean, people can find me and all that kind of stuff. Right. There's no way I will compromise my integrity just because of the commission.
All right. And then we have finally number 5, be Tina Mac. Don't afraid to be real.
Pros and cons. you know.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Yeah, of course, right? You know, I have to say that the first time when I encountered the word real, it was back in 2010 when I had my first speaking gig at a co-op banker at I think it was either in Santa Barbara. Okay. So with all this mega, like high, the millions of dollars commissions a years, co-op banker,
Right.
is realtors. And I did a presentation, and after the presentations, they said, "Wow, Tina, you're so real." And I said, "Oh, okay. Am I supposed to be fake?"
Well, it is. I think it's, I know maybe in the Taiwanese, the mainland Chinese, the Hong Kong folks, I mean, they are pretty much, there's not much of a filter there, right? When
Yeah.
you say something.
I just said, and I remember, and I love my dearest friend Tanya Ru, as you know that Tanya is very strong supporters for Ariya, and Sherry Chris, and also she is my mentor, especially on my speaking gig. So it was because of both of them I had my Inman speaking gig,
Right.
and then I remember Tanya always like say that, okay. She always had to sit on the edge of the chair because she was so worried about what is going to come out of my mouth.
Right. So is that how SETI is when, you're part of meetings and SETI is like sitting there? SETI is the current president right now of Ariya Vancouver. Thank you, SETI, for all your help. And she must be like, oh my gosh, Tina's going to talk now. Oh, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
I don't know why. I don't mean to intimidate people, but I know that I definitely is not, one of those gentle girls,
You are at heart, but what I really admire you is you're a doer. You just get stuff done and do it. You started a chapter. I mean, it's enough craziness to be a chapter president, but to actually start a chapter and be the chapter president, that takes a lot of work. And
okay, I got nothing else to do.
No, stop it. There you go.
I don't have to do my laundry. Oh, I do.
All right. So our top 5 taboos, okay, they weren't as risque as we thought they were going to be. Maybe your story was, but don't be a pleaser, right? Don't sugarcoat, tell the truth. Don't be afraid to lose the deal, right, Tina? I mean, you have your standards. Don't compromise your integrity. I kind of feel like all 5 of these, and don't afraid to be real, are kind of all this, and maybe not the real estate taboos, more or less, this is Tina, right? In a way, you're just
many of us out there the same.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think you're an exceptional one. So I think Nari could definitely say a few things about that.
But I'm so glad that to be part of your show. This has been fun. Let's keep the fun going.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely.
Well, Nari, we always end at the moral of the story here. And what can you allude that you've learned about Tina?
Yes, so many. And I like the way she, phrased it is being real and making sure that you're not a people pleaser, because most definitely in escrow, that is not something that we can all, do. And sometimes it's out of our hands, and we just have to guide them and make sure that they, are taken care of, but we just do our best. And when you're real, people appreciate that.
All right. And that's why we have Tina Mack here. Episode 5 of Escrow Tuesdays, of course, in Vancouver and New York. They don't have escrows, but we have them here, so it doesn't matter, right? So, hey, Tina, thank you so much for sharing your stories from the most friendly city, and I can vouch for that. It indeed was friendly, so friendly that was strange. Although the fees for the parking at your park is like crazy. I went to Stanley Park and the free admission, but the parking was like $40. Holy moly.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, enough said. No, it's a beautiful place. I love going to Granville Market. I have memories of going there, and it's just an amazing place. So
come back. I'll take
we can't wait. And when everything opens up, we'd love to just hop on a plane and visit.
I can't wait to see you guys in person.
Man, no kidding.
I know.
And maybe Tina Mac, 2024, maybe, you know, Ariya president, maybe. You never know, right? All right. Well, don't go anywhere. You know, Tina, stick around forever. We love you. And thank you for all that you do. And we had a great time here at Escrow Tuesdays, right, Nari? Where what could happen in escrow?
Anything and everything, right,
That's
Tina?
right.
Yes.
All right, we're going to stop the
Yes.
live stream here and say goodbye to all our folks and see you next week. Well, we will have none other than Tim Herr and Helen Wen from Wine About Tuesdays, and the elusive but huge deal-making A-lister Karen Park will be on later this month. So stay tuned. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.